What's good, YouTube? It's New Rush, and today I want to go over how to 6-star monsters fast. Now, there's a couple things I need to mention beforehand. We go over how to do it quickly. Main thing is that if you're a beginner here, you can't expect 2 6-star monsters within a day or two. It's going to take you a while, a couple days, if not maybe a week. If you're later in the game, you probably already know how to 6-star monsters very quickly. So this might just be kind of more of a reminder for those mid-game players and early game players where they're having a lot of trouble with 6-starring monster, because getting a monster to a 5-star is pretty straightforward, but trying to hit a 6-star monster is not easy. So first thing I want to talk about is who should be your first 6-star monster. Now, in general, your first 6-star monster should be a farming monster. What is a farming monster? It's a monster who can pretty much clear the stage as fast as possible for you. Now, you might ask what falls into that category. I'm going to go over just maybe 1 or 2 monsters here, but what to look for. What monster stats, skills to look for in order to, put them into that, clump them into that section of being a farming monster. So the first monster I want to go over is my first farming, or my first Nat 4 monster that I 6-starred, which was a Lucian. So I'm going to go over this because pretty much everybody knows who and what Lucian does. So on here it says he's an attack type monster. Usually if it's labeled as an attack, it means that they're meant to do damage, clear monsters, kill them as fast as possible. There's also like HP, defense support, and all that kind of stuff, but we're looking for attack. Now, not all attack monsters are actually attack monsters, but let's go, once you kind of look at that, you need to go into their skills and see what they offer. So in Lucian's case, his first skill is a single targeting skill, hits 1 unit, that's pretty much it. Second skill, alright, it hits all units, all monsters, and does 1 random weakening effect. Now, this isn't a strong skill at all, but it's an AoE, it's nice, it does the job. And his third skill, amputation magic, essentially what this does is it hits everybody 3 times, and in those 3 times it ignores the defense all 3 times. So what does that mean? They could have a couple thousand defense if they really wanted to, and Lucian will just eat away at the HP only. So that's why Lucian is so good. Now, for a farming monster, he's amazing. He's also good in arena and things like that, but that's for another video. But that's a farming monster. So you need to look for a monster. Basically, these are 3 main things. 1, are they attack type monster? Do they have good attack? 2, what do their skills do? Do they hit multiple units? If not, do they help you do anything like put dots on multiple units or things like that? And 3, do they do a decent amount of damage? Alright, now once you've got that all compiled together, you can label that as a farming monster. Not all farming monsters are though attack type monsters. For instance, you can technically use this guy here, Veramos, if you have him, and use him as a farming monster. Now it says he's a support, and there's 2 things about Veramos, is that his skill set, this one here is a skill that does continuous damage, so it does extra damage, and this skill does AoE, stun. Now it doesn't do a lot of damage, but the fact that it's an AoE, and usually you build your Veramos fast, and he's got dots, he can clear waves, but it will take longer than most monsters. So excuse me, that's a monster that you can technically use as a farming monster. It just won't be as fast. Alright, so we've gone over roughly what to look for and how to identify a farming monster. Now let's go into how to utilize the actual gameplay and utilize the most optimal way to get the experience that you need. So the first thing I want to talk about is that you should, if you want to farm and do EXP, you should have a double EXP booster up. If you don't, you're going to be farming for 10 million years, and it's going to take you forever, and it's not going to be fun, okay? So we're going to pop one of these bad boys, double EXP. You're going to get some from events, hitting milestones in the game and things like that, like certain levels and whatnot. But keep in mind that if you're going to farm without double EXP, it's going to take you much longer, so I do recommend. Now, you can actually buy them in the shop here, but I don't recommend it. Maybe this one, the 1 day one. It's 100 crystals. If you can spend the whole day doing it, that's fine. But if not, don't buy this one. It's not worth it. It's just you're wasting crystals. You're not gonna farm for 3 days. It's gonna take you forever. So don't do it. All right. So we've talked about that. Now let's go into where you should farm. There's 2 places in the game where you can farm. All right. Scenario, which is EXP and lower runes. And then Chaos Dungeon, which is pretty much like secret dungeons, magic dungeons, you know, getting essences, and then getting runes, like high quality runes, and like random like mystical scrolls and things like that. But in the Chaos Dungeon, you actually don't get a lot of EXP. So a lot of the times, players might be like, "Hey, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by, you know, sticking in a monster in one of those slots and farming." You can do that, but you're going to run into a lot of issues, and usually your runs are going to be a lot slower, and you only get like a couple hundred EXP, so you're wasting a lot of time doing it. So I don't recommend it. Now, where can you farm? 95% of the people in the game will farm in Famon. Why is that? Well, Famon has the best energy return in the stages. So what does that mean? Okay, so you're going to farm Path. Why? First of all, it's because it's all fire, so if you have a water nuker, it'll clear it fast. And 2, because it gives you, like I said, the highest energy return, and it gives you the highest EXP ratio wise. So if I clear this, it'll give me a good amount of energy back. It might drop a couple here and there, and it'll give you the most out of every other actual location. Now, to get the most experience, you can farm over here at Mount Runer or even Chikira, but it's a lot harder. So for me, I stick with Famon. It's simple, it's quick and easy. But another place that, if you can't do it, is Hydeni Ruins. Damnation, they're all water monsters, so if you've got a wind nuker, you can nuke them through. So Aleutian, alright? Even Tamor here. So pretty much anywhere you can farm. Now, the one thing I do want to mention as well is that all levels have normal, hard, and hell. Hell is the best bang for your buck. You're going to be getting the most EXP out of there. But if you can't clear anything in Hell, don't farm Hell. Farm hard. It's not worth it, alright? It's not worth to fail a run once or twice every couple times. It's just a waste of energy, and we want to be efficient and use our resources as much as possible, especially early game. Early game, you're so deprived of a lot of things, and you're trying to catch up. So you want to capitalize on the opportunity of just going to a lower level, maybe hard, and then working on that. All right. Okay, so we've talked about what type of monster to look for, maybe where to farm. Now let's actually go into farming. So I've got my monster here, Rakuni, that I want to work on. And I'm going to take my farmer. Now I'm just using 1. You can do up to 3, but we're going to do it, alright? Alright, so my Annabelle here, it takes a little longer than usual, but she'll clear probably in about a minute or so. So now while she's clearing this, I want to talk about using your rep, using your friend's reps. Now, I'll show you the difference, but if you just use your farming monster, they'll actually split the experience between all your monsters, including the monster you're using to farm, even if they're max level. Now, what does that mean? Well, easy. It just means that they're leeching off EXP. That is useless. Now, you will have to, unfortunately, you will have to use it because there's not enough reps that you can use, because you're going to have to farm a lot. But if you use a rep, they'll actually not leech any of the EXP, and it'll be split between all the other monsters that you use. So pretty much you could get double the EXP with using a rep. That means that adding as many people as possible. Now, not everyone's going to want to add you early on. You're going to be low level. It's unfortunate, but slowly here and there you're going to add people, and then they're going to help you out. So here, 7,800, pretty good. That's what we got. Now I'm going to show you the difference between using that and a rep. We're going to use let's use this Teor. Alright, so like I said, it's going to split the EXP, which means that with the same amount of energy, you're going to get pretty much double the EXP for that one monster. If not, if you have multiple, it'll split between them, but you're going to get more. So you want to use pretty much as many reps as you possibly can. Not every rep will be able to farm where you want to farm, but most of them should be able to. Alright, he's almost done here. Okay, now with this, I want to quickly just also talk about, you know, the mentor-mentee system, which is pretty much an extended version of the reps, except the one benefit, one additional benefit is the fact that you can use their rep again, and then on top of that, you'll also get some energy as well. So you can see my Raccoon. So before he went to max level, he had 8,000 and something. So that's the cap he had. But he'll actually get pretty much double of the 7,800 that he got. So it's a huge difference. All right. So using your reps, very useful. If you've got mentors, they'll add you because they get benefits as well. But you'll basically get free energy and you'll get to use the reps again, which is always helpful. All right. So we talked about using your farmer, using reps as your farmers. Now, what about rainbow mons? Now, sometimes, you know, I've got a friend, you know, who will ask me about rainbow mons, and I had to explain to him how they work. So it might be a little bit confusing, but let's go over it really briefly here, all right? So rainbow mons come at usually max level. What does that mean? That means that, you know, let's say I've got here a max 3-star. That means you feed 3 other monsters and it'll become a 4-star. It saves you so much time from farming those 3-star monsters. All right, so getting rainbow mons are huge. If you're in a guild and you can farm every week, you should be going to the shop and buying this 4-star one. Why? Because it comes as a max 4-star, which means once you feed it 4 stars, it becomes a 5-star. So you essentially need to only get 4 more in order to 6-star a monster. All right, now one more kind of rule that you should definitely follow, and I will guarantee you will not regret it, is that every monster you get, keep 1 copy of it and never ever feed a nat 4 or a nat 5 that you get popped from a scroll immediately. Wait until you've got multiple copies and do some research into those monsters. But a lot of the times, like I made this mistake of feeding a water kung fu girl early on, because everyone said it was bad. So I fed it. I made a 6-star. I was like, oh man, it helped me save like a little bit of time here and there. But then I started doing raids and I wanted a water kung fu girl and I never had one. I mean, I did get one eventually, but it's not easy. Sometimes, like, you know, for me, for instance, I've only gotten 1 Chasun in my life. I recently got her a couple months ago. Imagine if I fed her. Might never ever get her again. I have a friend who's, you know, never gotten a Lucian. It just ends up happening. Don't feed these monsters. They're essential to have, okay? Nat 4s, Nat 5s, even Nat 3s, just keep 1 copy on hand, alright? So, you know, make sure you're farming efficiently, double EXP boost, and use those reps. Ask people to add you, alright? And you'll definitely see the difference, you know, between, you know, using double EXP and using reps than just using your own monster and then, you know, not using the double EXP. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to go briefly over all the topics here. I didn't want to make this video too long. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll have a link underneath here somewhere to my other video. So if you guys can just like, comment, subscribe, that'd be great. I'd very much appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace out.